Howdy folks, and welcome back to Reading Held Hostage. My name's Blue and I love to read.
My name's Justin. I hate reading.
You don't hate it. We're listening to that one book together now.
That's not reading, though.
I count it as reading. You're taking in the info, right?
Yeah, but I'm not reading it, which is...
So?
Aces for me.
Are you a snoob about that? A snoob?
No, I'm not a snoob. I just don't want to read.
Okay. Why is that
I'm
an
bad
issue?
at that. But I'll listen to books.
Okay. Anyways, do you remember what we're reading?
Lorianne, whatever.
Yeah, but like...
6, or Demise of 8, something.
Oh, the Revenge of 7.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty close. I didn't expect you to get the title. Remember what book number it is in the series?
Not close enough to the end.
5 of 7.
What this bitch doing thinking she's Harry Potter?
Who?
The author.
Oh, I was like, who's the bitch? No, it's 2 authors. They're both men. It's Pittacus lore, actually.
Oh.
Duh. Justin's already yawning, so that's a really good sign. What happened last time in the book? We literally just recorded it like 3 days ago.
It was my birthday. So
It was your birthday.
Don't remember
it was not your
too
birthday.
much about what happened.
You gotta remember, we literally recorded it like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. Yeah, so just give me a little bit about what happened. Where we're at, who's doing what.
The Moog that's not evil is there.
Yeah, Adam.
And they're planning on a heist of the...
They already have taken over Ashwood Estates.
Okay.
And Adam killed his papa.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Alright, so now, remember, we're in 2 POVs, or 3 POVs, 3 different groups. So you got John's group.
Yep.
Next group. A group?
9's group.
Okay. What about them?
They're around doing things.
They're in Florida, trying to get 8's body.
Okay.
I remember 5, monologued about all that, and was like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to kill him, I just want to survive.
I didn't freaking mean to.
And what if we just wanted to kill 9?
What do we didn't freaking kill? To kill that one.
Yeah. And they're being shot at right now. And then the third person is Ella.
Yeah.
Who's being held captive aboard a ship. Yeah?
Okay.
You feeling good there?
Yep.
Yeah, super?
Super duper.
Okay. So, shockingly, we start with John, because we love John. He's on the phone with Sarah, and...
To be fair, that's not the book's fault we're starting with John.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah. True. But I do not like John very much. He's talking to Sarah, who's on her side quest with Mark and BK. And they're doing, good things together and supporting Lorik. And John's like, I'm jealous, but, she's doing good things. Because she's with Mark, her ex.
Cool.
As if Mark is going to make a move on an aliens. Also, Mark's, not a bad guy anymore. When he meets back up, he's, genuinely a really good guy.
Why did Mark get himself into this?
I don't know, man. Sam interrupts him and is like, hey, we have to figure something out. Or we have figured something out. And John heads in, so, there's, these tunnels underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So they go down there, and that's where the Moogs have all of their, coordination stuff. So, again, this was, a pretty big and important base.
They got the situation room.
Yeah. And Adam is trained to do all that. So, Adam's like, guys, we've got great stuff. The Moogs have been recording everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nonstop. So, everything has been recorded. And he's like, Malcolm's going through those now. They're hoping that they'll find the ones of Malcolm being interrogated. And apparently they're just dated with,
Why?
To see what Malcolm forgot.
Okay.
He told them. Because Malcolm doesn't remember any of the stuff he actually told them.
Oh, okay.
So they're hoping there will be good information there. Adam lets them know that, he's like, we have a few days of being able to do things here before, the Moogs are going to realize something's wrong. And he's like, however, check out the monitor, and of course it's, a very cliche map where, Moog ships are over the big cities, but like they're over the big cities in all the world. They're not just U.S. based.
That's what I hate the most, the U.S.-centric alien invasion.
I know. Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
And I think this one's interesting because they do talk about it. Like, Cetricus Ra, well, I mean, we talk about it later, but his plan is to stop, like, pop into New York, but have ships show up over every city, every big city, all over the world, not just U.S.
Yeah.
And he goes to the UN, like UN talking part to show up.
Yeah.
So that feels relatively fair. But no, we don't go to any other countries or care about them.
Okay. UN's not really based here.
Yeah. They're just having a meeting in New York. Where UN meetings happen.
Kind of. But
all the time.
The whole UN would not be there.
I don't think the whole UN is there.
Okay.
Yeah. Adam then hacks the cameras that are, like, in a ship in the Florida area where the guard are.
Cool.
So they're hoping they can see something. And it does. It shows everybody that 5 is a traitor. So, like, they're seeing the conversation 5 just had.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah.
And, the guard dots on the monitors are all in one place, except for... That's also how they see that 8 is the one who passed away. Which would not be ideal.
Watching your friend die on a monitor, yeah.
Well, they didn't watch him die, they just see his body. But 5, like, heads out, and they can see his dot, like, blinking like crazy, kind of like Ella's. So they realize Ella must be in a ship like that. Adam then hacks into the camera on a Moog, on, like, a ship, like a little one. And they can see that, you know, there's the remaining guards are there. 8's the one that passed. And they watch a group of Moogs walk in, and John's like, Adam, can you hack the guns? Hacking the guns.
Sorry, let me get I gotta hack the guns real quick.
I'm hacking the guns. We're back to 6's perspective. She's confused because the guns didn't fire or hit anything or anywhere near them, but all the Moogs are dead. And they're like, who cares? Let's just get the fuck out of here.
Honestly?
Yeah, right? And John's voice pops in from the ship, and he's like, hey guys, hey! Hop onto this ship, Adam will show you how to drive this thing. And so they do that. They're like, alright, well...
If he can remote do the guns, can he not remote fly the shit?
I guess not. But he does talk 6 through it, and in the 2-hour flight back, they kind of, like, tell the stories of what happened back to back. And when they arrive to Ashwood Estates, they get ready to exit the ship, and 9 is like, yo, what the fuck is out there? Like, something's out there.
Yeah.
And John's like, hey guys, hey! Oh, those are all the new Chimera we got. And then Sam goes, yeah, we named the fat, ugly one after you.
Nice.
Cute. Malcolm then gets 8 on a gurney, and, like, you know, he's got this electrical current going around his body, and Adam's like, it's to keep the specimen fresh.
Cool.
So, I'm kind of glad they wrote that in, because you're telling me a body in the Florida heat for 3 days was good?
Was chill?
Was all good?
Yeah.
So, they do that. Majority of them go inside, leaving 6 and Sam all alone, and then 6 is like... No, Bruno, he didn't say that. Basically, they just get smooching, like intense smooching. And
Who's smooching?
6 and Sam. And Sam is like, hey, I thought you didn't want to do that. Like, respecting her wishes. She's like, yeah, but I just don't know when, like, I'm going to get another chance. Like,
I might die any time.
She's like, we're not starting something serious. I just might die soon. Like, so... They keep making out until they can hear some wolves howling.
Radical.
And 6 thinks it's 9 making fun of them, like, oh, oh! But it's not. It's the Chimera, and then they hear, like, helicopters and SUVs coming towards them.
Cool.
Because they made out. That's what happens when you make out, everybody.
The government will come for you.
I feel like that's what Mormons tell their kids. Back to John. John and 9 are getting ready for a fight. And it's the feds. The feds. I think it's the FBI specifically. And they just,
federales?
like... Los Federales? And the helicopters and cars get close, but, like, don't.
No cigar.
Pretty much. Thanks, Bruno. And, Agent Walker pops out. She tells everybody to stand down. She's like, hey, sorry guys, we came through because we saw the skimmer drop down and thought you were under attack.
Hey guys, hey.
Hey, remember me? Do you remember Agent Walker?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me who Agent Walker is.
She is the one that told him where Sam was.
Yeah, that captured Nine and John a while back. Yeah. Agent Walker goes in the house with them and explains her side of what's going on, like, from government perspective. She says that Agent Purdy, do you remember Agent Purdy, the guy who was with her?
Yeah,
is dead. He passed of a heart attack. Except for when he died, he started to, like, half disintegrate.
Radical.
Like one of the Moogs would.
So he was upgraded.
He was augmented is what the word is that they use. Stop, Bruno. But apparently he had been getting treatments from the Moogs, as most of the Moog Pro people have been. So she starts from the beginning. Moogs arrived about 10 years ago, offered them, cliche, science, weapon, health. And they were trying to gather some of their fugitives, the Lorik. And then Bud Sanderson, who's very buddy-buddy with them, started getting promoted. And they're like, why don't you just go to the president? And Agent Walker is like, are you fucking dumb? Like, who cares about the president? They're not, like, people who are elected are important. It's the people who are appointed. And I'm like, okay. All right. That's some...
All right.
Okay.
The president appointed us to not deal with this.
Yeah. So, they're doing that. They're talking about that. And, she's like, they have other countries who are on their payroll, like all of that. And there are soldiers who are getting treatments, but after, like, 1 week of nothing, they go into some really horrible withdrawals. And she estimates that about 15 people are 15% of people in the government are aware. And so she estimates that same number per country. She says that Ra has, like, a very human-looking disguise and shows them a picture. He looks like a dude. And,
that's a dude.
Well, he'd have to. He's pretty fucking ugly, so.
Is he fat?
No.
Okay, good. That would have been horrible.
That would have been really gross. She says that Ra is going to start taking things over at the UN convention in a few days. And Earth won't even put up a fight because, like, the high-ranking officials are going to be like, hey, guys, like, these are the aliens we've been talking to for a long time. Like, it's totally fucking chill.
Yeah, we've been chilling for a while.
She then says, like, they need to win people over who are still in the dark. So, she's like, hey, guys, let's go assassinate the Secretary of Defense and expose Ra. So now we're on to Ella. Do you remember?
She's on the ship, right?
Yeah, and the last thing Ra was like, OMG, I'll teach you how to use your legacies. Let's go meet your betrothed.
And she was, like, not actually being a spy, because she was...
She's interested in learning about her legacies.
Yeah, but isn't, like... She wasn't taking his teachings, right?
No. She's not reading the Moog, like, the book. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about is, like, he might have secrets in that book.
Yeah, I remember that now. Okay. Yeah, no, she didn't do that. So, her betrothed is 5, who's in a mood, looking very sullen, and missing a nasty little eye. And Ra...
This is nasty little eye.
Ra and 5, like, get into a fight.
Yeah.
Ra's like, where's the body? 5's like, I don't fucking have it. Like, he's like, I don't care. He's like a teenager throwing a fit.
Literally, I have no clue.
I don't know. But Ella's, like, out of the loop, and she's like, who dies? Who dies? Who died? And she's like, someone fucking told you who died. And she learns that it's 8. And she gets super pissy and riled up, and that's when Ra's like, OMG, this is a perfect time to train your legacies. He's like, 5, fly, and he tells Ella to, like, use her new legacy. The one that turns things red and took away Ra's legacies. It's called Drainian.
Obviously.
Yeah, the Draining Legacy. And he goes into a whole thing about how, like, why would Lorien even have this legacy ability? Like, why is this even a thing? She's like, I don't care. She's, like, too angry to care and listen to him.
To drain your dumbass.
Yeah. And she charges a wrench and throws it at 5, and, he loses his legacies. And she is upset she allowed herself to fall to Ra's, like, plan to make her angry. But she doesn't care much since 5 killed one of her good friends. And then she uses her My brain wanted to say telepathy.
Telepathy?
What is it?
Nope.
Telepathy. So talk to Five, and Five's like, I'm sorry, and then, like, kind of sends her images of him, like, purposefully leaving Eight's body for them to take.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, the last thing he says is, like, we have to get out of here.
And then Raw was like, wait, what?
I was like, hey guys, hey, it's me, Raw.
Hey guys, I also can do this.
We don't know if he can. Back to John.
But the thing is also, they don't know he can.
Yeah, they don't know he can. But remember, she's keeping that one under wraps. So Raw only knows about the fact that she can change ages and this Dranian shit. But she's got telepathy and telekinesis, which is, again, pissing me off because she's 12. She's got 4 legacies already. John barely's got 3. He's like 17 now.
Perfect.
Back to John. It's always back to John. He hasn't slept much, thinking about everything. And Malcolm comes around and he's like, we need to talk. He found something on the tapes. He found himself. They gather the Lorik and Adam plus Sam, who spent the night with Six in a sex way.
What the flick?
In a sex way, Justin.
They did this flicking?
They would. Well, they don't say it.
Okay. Well, it is a children's book.
Yeah. And they are children.
Yep.
So, in the recording, Malcolm is being interrogated, and he's, like, telling the doctor he's talking to, who he's being interrogated by, about the Phoenix Stone things. Do you remember that? How they each will have something in their
boxes that will help locate.
Yeah, will help wake up Lorianne when they go back.
Okay. But
the thing that's new to them is that the planet Lorianne, like the ability to give legacies, what Lorianne is not just the planet Lorianne. It's more of a being, a thing that can be awoken in anything, and that Earth is the next part to be awoken.
So it's the Force.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something that, like, it's like a god or blah. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
But Earth is the next thing to get awoken up, and that they can bring Lorianne back by going to a place called Sanctuary, which is in Mexico.
So what's going to happen if they Phoenix this shit? Does the planet just go back to normal?
What planet? Lorianne?
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Because, like, it can't unless the Phoenix Stones can summon life.
Yeah.
And just create life.
Well, the Phoenix Stones can, but Lorianne can. Her, like, the being of Lorianne. And this place in Mexico is, of course, Mayan ruins that ancient Lorik helped build.
Cool.
Yep. But this allows them to realize that, oh shit, like...
Do you know... Fun thing, actually. No non-white ancient civilization could do anything?
Literally, like, what, you want me to believe that every ancient civilization had a pyramid without something?
Yeah.
Good try.
Good try.
Remember how my mom thinks the ruins are fake?
She also thinks dinosaurs aren't real, so...
Well, she thinks the bones in museums aren't real, which is true. I don't know her opinions on dinosaurs, and I'm too scared to ask.
We're just dunking on your parents these last 2 episodes, aren't we?
Did we? Well, we dunked on meat jelly. That fucking deserved it.
Okay.
That deserves it.
Double dunk on your dad. That's awesome.
I would dunk on that. I'd dunk on that in person. Ugh. You made me lose my spot. So this talk of Sanctuary makes them realize: are we supposed to be restarting Lorianne on Earth? And they're like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, we were told the whole time by our fucking Sapons that we'd be going back to Lorianne.
Yeah.
And Malcolm's like, maybe they just didn't know.
Yeah.
But this means they have to separate again. Classic third act separation.
But it also seems like you can just, like, kickstart Earth and then leave. Like, It doesn't seem like it's you have to stay here type thing.
Yeah, like, you cannot go anywhere else.
Yeah. Like, you can make Earth like your planet and then head out.
Yeah, then go home.
Yeah.
No one's stopping you. Well, except for the fact that they don't have a ship.
Yeah.
They know where one is, though. Or they think they know where one is. Mm-hmm. They separate into 2 groups. 6, Marina, Adam, and 8. and then Adam's chimera Dust all go to Mexico. Whereas John, Sam, Nine, and Walker all go to New York.
Okay.
To fuck up Bud Sanderson. Leaving Malcolm.
Bud Sanderson.
That's the Secretary of Defense.
Okay. And he's involved.
Yeah, remember he's BFFs with Raw?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're holding on to this book a lot better than you think you are.
I guess.
But yeah, so we separate and we leave Malcolm at the Ashwood Estates with a lot of Walker's people.
Okay, so no one has shown up? No Mogs are like, hey, the house is getting attacked, let's go home?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Six is next. They all say bye, and her and Sam have a little kissy kiss moment, and she's like, I just can't deal with anything too serious, you know?
And it's like, the fucking... I'm going back to what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Go ahead.
Did, like, no other Moog is like, haven't heard from blah, blah, blah in a couple hours?
Adam's dad. No.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No one's concerned about, like...
If it makes you feel any better at this point, the invasion is taking place in 2 days.
Yeah.
So they're probably a little preoccupied.
But still.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. She's like, yeah, to Sam, she's like, I just can't deal with anything serious, which, like, he seems to get, and I don't feel like it's anyone playing with any emotions or anything. I feel like someone would be like...
He's just like, okay.
He's just like, I get it. Like,
I'm dealing with a lot, too, actually.
I really like you. I'd love to be, like, BFFs forever, but obviously... And they did the sex.
What the fuck?
But, you know, they're make-out buddies and good friends, so that's what it is. They go through the chest, putting everything in one. Six has, like, a pendant. And they take Eight's body and Henri's ashes to give him a proper burial.
Rad.
Marina also gives Nine these gloves she had on her chest. She's like, I have no fucking clue what to do with these. Take them.
Yeah.
And as they head out, you know, Six is like, it'll be really nice to have a life after this. Which is, like, the first time she's been able to think that way. So our next section, I just want to trigger warning. Talk of taking one's life and suicide that kind of comes out of nowhere.
Cool.
So I'm trigger warning that. We're in John now. We're in John.
We're inside of
We've
John.
entered
We've
John.
magic school bust John.
We are in John's perspective. They're talking about their plan to get Bud Sanderson, and Walker's like, we obviously just gotta kill him. She's very, like, this is what we do. And John's like, no. And everyone's like, are you fucking, like, what do you mean no? He's like, we don't kill people. I will not allow Bud to die. The humans can charge him with treason or whatever. And Walker goes, the penalty for treason is death.
Like, you can either kill him now or kill him indirectly.
Yeah, but basically they end up deciding not to kill him, and then Walker's like, just get me in front of him, I'll fucking pull the trigger. Like, she's like...
You don't care? Bam!
She's literally... Walker, I love having, like, an actual adult here.
Yeah.
Besides, like, a Sapon, because Walker's like, I'm dealing with a bunch of horny teenagers. They don't know anything. And she's, like, saying this out loud. She's like, you guys don't know anything about anything. But they're stronger than her. They can't, I mean, she can't, like, fuck them up. But John, like, again, he's like, we really can't kill him. Like, maybe we can get him to say something at the conference. Like, what?
She's just reasoning with rhinos right now.
Literally. She's like, I don't think you're understanding things. John gets to talk to Sarah. She's like, hey, P.S., we're doing really good. We did get attacked, but we're fine. Super good. And we're going to hang out with one of Mark's friends. And thank you so much for giving us all that stuff from Walker. We cannot wait to post it on the internet.
Yeah. They
get to New York and find the hotel. And, like, there's 3 Mogadorians, like, outside. So, like, nobody's on the street. They're like, them motherfuckers. I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker's not real. So they're doing that. They're like, no. And they're like the ugly, like, pale-faced, like, vampire modes. Yeah. And they're like, okay, we're going to approach really quietly. And Walker's like, get us in front of him. We'll pop him. And then Nine's like, let's go. And he claps his hands with the gloves on. And, like, a big sonic boom happens. And he's like, what? Like, and John's like, what the hell? And he's like, I didn't fucking know.
I don't know what these fucking things do.
But obviously that fucks their whole game plan up and their ears.
Mm-hmm.
John heals their driver of the car. Nine starts fighting Mogs while John heals everybody who he can see. There's a pedestrian, like, recording.
Can I put eardrums back together, the healing?
I guess I can. It's a slightly older college-aged girl with her phone open, and she's, like, recording them doing the stuff. And Sam, like, takes the girl to the side to get her out of the way. I'm only mentioning that because she does come back eventually.
Okay.
They make their way into the hotel, where a spooked clerk is there, and he's like, man, I don't know what's going on.
I will go home.
He literally goes, he's like, I'm not even the manager. But they get up to the penthouse after killing some more
modes. I only make $8 an hour. I want to leave.
Like, please. $8 an hour in 2014? That's probably pretty accurate. They kill more Mogs, and remember Nine's magic anal beads?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he uses those to kill more Mogs. And, from the penthouse, they hear someone talk to them, and they're like, hey, come in. And it's Bud Sanderson, Mr. Sanderson. But he's not like the regular old man or the handsome younger version that they've seen pictures of. He's, like, nasty. Like, had 15 strokes in a day. Like, sagging, like, black veins, like, hair gone kind of thing. And, it kind of looks like a slug. That's what I thought. And Sanderson's like, damn, 4 and 9, I've, like, seen so much about you guys. Like, I've basically watched you boys grow up. And he's like, I wish you would have found me sooner. And John's like, we're not done fighting. And Bud's like, I am, and pulls out a pistol and shoots himself in the head.
Fuck this, actually, bang.
But John catches the bullet, of course. And,
as one does.
Even in the book, John's like, I don't think if I was thinking I could have done that.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened. But, they bat the gun away.
To catch it.
Yeah. And Bud's like, please just let me die. And John's like, you don't get to decide when you die. Earth will decide after we've won. And Bud's like, ugh, to be a youth again. Because they're idiots.
Oh, to be a moron.
Yeah, literally. To be, like, completely head in the clouds, thinking everything's black and white. They then interrogate him a little, and he's like, the Mogs promised to heal and make us young again. They gave him the augmentations, and his current nasty look is the result of a 2-day withdrawal from the stuff.
Okay.
And John's like, shut the fuck up, I think I can heal you, and heal what they did to you. He's like, I'm not going to make you young again, just revert you back to what you should look like.
Yeah.
And Nine's in the corner's like, people just get old. Shit happens. And Bud's like, cool, what payment? And John's like, what? So you survive? What do you mean, what payment? And I would have been like, not even capitalist, but like, say something about the Mogs. Like, you fucked everybody over.
Give me some information about the Mogs that we don't have.
Yeah. So, he heals him, and when he comes to, like, Sam's there with the camera, recording him again, like that same camera phone. Are you falling asleep?
Nope.
Are you lying?
No, this book's really exciting. How much podcast do we have?
We've only got 30 minutes.
Okay.
John's like, okay, perfect. Like, now you can stop the invasion. You can tell the world at the UN stuff. And Bud's like, are you an idiot? Like, that wasn't the plan. The UN is only meeting to calm the masses down. The invasion has started, and of course, like, cliche, they turn to the TV, and there's news reports of, like, massive alien ships showing up all over.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling?
I'm sick of this shit.
It starts to pick up here.
Yeah.
It's starting. Ella, Five's in her room talking about how he's done with everything. And he's like, I'm just gonna go live on an island after this. And Ella's like, I'm not going with you. And he's like, I wasn't fucking inviting you. Like, let's just get off this shit.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm leaving.
Yeah. And she's like, what's the plan? He's like, well, I was just gonna open up a, like, door and fly out. She's like, okay.
Into space?
What about me? No. They're down. They're over New York now.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, hey, I have that Zithar stone that I stole a while back. That's the one you can charge with legacies. Mm. So you take that and you fly And as they get close, they're caught by Ra. And, but during their little walk, Ella's like, hey, like, did you know you're my betrothed? And Five's literally like, you're a child.
No, thank you.
And Ella's like, yeah, and you're really gross. We also learn, during the quick fight, that Five is now storing his rubber and steel balls in his eye socket.
Cool.
In his empty eye socket. This is what I freaked out about.
Yeah.
'Cause...
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's actually not cool.
It's actually, like, a lot of people don't like eyes.
Yep.
And that is happening. That's my comment. During the fight with Ra turns Five abilities off, and Ella can kind of tell that he has, like, the same power of her, and he's, like, charging the molecules with it. What?
Okay.
You're just falling asleep. And he's taken away their legacies, but not hers. And, Ra doesn't realize yet, and she's able to distract Ra with her telekinesis, and Five takes this opportunity to stab Ra in the shoulder, but Ella's the one who starts bleeding.
Are they fighting or sparring?
They're fighting, Ra
Okay.
and Five. Obviously, Ra's like, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
Literally, I'm just heading out for a little
I'm just going to get
snack.
some milk. So Ella starts bleeding from the stab wound that Five gave to Ra.
Crazy.
And that's the charm. Ra then KOs Five and just throws him out of the ship. And Ra's like, hey, you won't disobey, like, your beloved leader again, will you? Like, yeah.
No, but I will stab myself and hopefully it hurts you.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Now to 6. So she's with Marina, Adam, Dust, who's a chimera.
Cool.
And I think that's it. And yeah, 8's body.
Dust sounds like a cool name, and then you think about it for a second, and then it doesn't.
No, and they call him Dust because in any of his forms, he has, like, gray patches all over him. Why not just gray? Dust seems a little mean, actually. But Adam's, like, really tight with this chimera. Which, you know, I think that helps the Lorik be like, well, we can trust him. Like, if the chimeras trust him, like...
Yeah.
We can trust him. So... Marina makes some really rude comments towards Adam.
Radical.
Which I can
Do you know what's cool? Just being racist.
Yeah, just being a blatant racist.
It's different hating the Mogadorian army and, like, government.
But this individual Moog is...
Yes.
Yeah. And again, the Chimera trust him. Mm-hmm. And he saved the Chimera. And basically his response to her rudeness is like...
I get it.
No, he goes, I killed my dad yesterday, BT dubs.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah.
And Marina's like, damn, okay. And they relax a little bit. Damn, that's crazy.
Damn.
So they arrive to Sanctuary, which is in Mexico. And there's a heavy Moog presence, and so it's kind of like, just when you look at my hands, there's the temple here in the middle.
Okay, she's doing a claw.
Just look.
Okay.
Dome over the...
Dome. No, tell me.
Dome over the ruins.
Dome over the ruins.
Donut around of cleared space that the Moogs have gone. They cannot enter.
Around the dome? Around the dome, they have a circle.
Yeah, well, yes, but the dome is invisible. It's like a force field. Mm-hmm. So the Moogs can't enter this force fielded area. So you can see, like, the distinct where it starts because they've cleared out the donut area.
Yeah.
And the donut hole has the ruins and the trees and stuff in it.
Okay.
So clearly a Moog presence. And Adam uses his trueborn status to get them in because, like, some of the Moogs are, like, over the radio. They're like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm fucking allowed to be here. Don't fucking question me.
What the fuck are you doing here?
So Marina's like, this is Sanctuary. Can you feel it? And Adam heads, like, they decide Adam will head out of the thing as a distraction.
Yeah.
While Marina, because it's Marina, 8's body, a chest, and 6 head out invisible.
Okay.
A true-born female warrior talks to Adam and introduces herself as Firi Dunra.
Cool name.
And she knows right away that Adam isn't there and that he's a traitor.
Yeah.
That's when they learn that, like, there's a force field around, Mogs can't enter. There's a fight scene after Adam gets his head bashed in from Phoebe, who's like, I'm literally here because of your stupid dad anyway, so either way, she probably would have kicked his ass.
Yeah. I was waiting for you.
Yeah. But Marina and Six kill off most of the Mogs with a turret, like a gun turret. And to everyone's surprise, instead of Phoebe staying to fight, she just turns and runs away into the jungle.
Here's the thing. They have wiped out some forces before in this whole thing.
The kids.
Yeah. Every single time it was with guns.
Yeah.
And they're still just like, we're good.
Like, get more guns.
We got our superpowers.
Literally. It drives me bonkers. Yeah, they're not very good at fighting with their superpowers. But Phoebe runs into the jungle, which, like, I would too. And they let her go.
See ya.
And all three of them manage to enter the sanctuary. So even Adam is allowed to enter the sanctuary.
Because he's good boy.
He's good Moog. Well, and he's got... So, I'll just say, I can't remember if Adam gets a perspective in the real books or if I read it from one of the novellas.
Yeah.
Adam has, like, one living in his head.
A Lorianne.
Lorik number 1.
Yeah.
Who was, she was a little girl when she passed, but she kind of, like, grew up with Adam.
Yeah.
So he is, like, it's like schizophrenia, but real.
Yeah.
There is a second person living in his head that he's bonded with.
Yeah.
And is kind to him and gave him her legacy.
Yeah.
Which, again, if she was, like, 7 when they died, why did she have a legacy already? But anyways.
Yep.
So, yeah, Adam has that woman living in his head. Six and Marina feel, like, all tingly and interesting about the sanctuary, and then Marina takes off her pendant, and it starts to float, and they follow it, and Six is like...
Radical.
This is, like, home. Like, this is what Lorianne... This is, like, a home feeling.
Mm-hmm.
As they're climbing the mountain temple, it's like a mountain temple, at the top, there's just a door. But, like, no... Like, it's like a door you could walk all the way around, and it leads to nowhere. They're like, that's crazy.
Circle door.
But then, like, there's a spot for the pendants. They put the pendants in, and they're allowed in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a portal. But in the room, there's, like, nothing. Except for, like, around the walls is, like, these blue veins. And they realize it's a solar system. And that the blue veins are showing where, I guess, the spirit of this Lorianne being is. Okay. So the spirit of Lorianne is on... a bunch of different planets.
Yeah.
It just had a really strong presence on Lorianne itself. Mm-hmm. And its second strongest presence is on Earth.
Okay.
It's kind of giving, like... What was it? In the second Guardians of the Galaxy, when they find his dad, and his dad's, like, the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but, like, if the planet was able to... like, go to the things like that. And she's not evil. I think of Lorianne as a girl.
Yeah.
A big well pops out of the ground, and there are a bunch of paintings on it.
Cool.
But it's like it reminds them of the ones that predicted Eight's death. Mm. But it's basically like directions, like put your shit in the well.
Yeah.
Which I think is really funny.
It's basically a sign that says 25 cents, one wish.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of that, so they shovel their shit in there, Henri's ashes and everything, and as they're doing that, it feels like a heartbeat, like they can feel the heartbeat of this being, and as they turn around, while the vibes are picking up, Eight's body is, like, upright and glowing with blue light, and everyone freaks out, but his mouth opens, starts to talk, but they realize it's not him, it's the voice of Lorianne.
Yeah. So, you can knock that off, though.
That's the wish.
Hey, stop using our dead friend as a puppet.
Yeah, true. But I don't know, she doesn't have another vessel, I guess.
Another thing that she can puppet.
I wonder if she would have just used one of them if they didn't bring Eight's body. Back to John. So, New Yorkers, being New Yorkers, are flocking towards the giant UFO.
Of course.
At the UN, it's like above, like the big one's above the UN center. I don't know, I guess. And, you know, instead of running in the opposite direction...
Oh my god, they hit the Pentagon.
Oh my god. It's probably bigger than those planes.
Yeah.
Probably.
A little bit.
So it is a warship. Yeah. I don't know, though. But he's, like, stressed. He's like, I can't save them all. Which, like, finally he realizes that. It's a shitty thing to realize. Yeah. But he's, what, 16, 17 now? Like...
Get over it.
I don't mean to... No, not get over it, but, like... I guess when we were 16, that's when Trump... Well, when I was 16 is when Trump got elected. So I either had to start getting involved in politics or ignore it. Yeah. And I chose the involved-ish part. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, are normal teenagers this fucking dumb and, like, everything's black and white? Yeah. Or did we just have a very specific events? Like, because we had 9/11. Yeah. Obama. Trump.
Like, are you saying that...
Like, I'm saying that we wouldn't be so naive to be like...
Us?
There are two... Like, you and me, when we were 16, wouldn't be so naive to be like...
There are only two options here.
Yeah, like, it is black and white.
Yeah. No, I don't think we were.
I don't think we would have. But is that because we had, like, those events that happened back to back in our lifetimes?
Comment down below. How do you feel about 9/11?
Thoughts?
I think this is like the 10th time we brought up 9/11 in our podcast.
It's relevant.
It's every 5 episodes we bring up 9/11.
Wagner's on the phone listening to the people in the government that are like she's listing. She's like, here are all the names that Sanderson told me. Arrest or kill them. Yeah. Again, she's not taking any. Yeah. She's like, kill him.
Kill him.
They also sent the footage of John, like, healing people to Sarah to put on the website. And, before they can get to the UN, like, you know, they have to get out and start running. So they throw, like, a telekinetic bubble out so they can get past people without anyone getting hurt. And Bud Sanderson's with them still.
So they basically float a yoga ball in front of them and run in the wake of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And where was I? So Bud Sanderson's like, hey, the Mog Pro people were supposed to meet them and greet them out there. Mm-hmm. And they were going to heal my nastiness. Like, that's why they let him look like that. Is because Ra was going to come down and be like, look what I can do.
Yeah, this was the whole plan.
Yeah. And as they go through the crowd, they kind of hear someone talking about a silver guy who fell out of the sky. And they realize, like, that must mean 5. And 9's like, oh my god, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. Yeah. Then we're back to Ella. She is numb after bleeding out. The Mogs.
Why was that chapter 2 seconds?
They're all pretty quick from here. Yeah, this is the last.
No, why was that whole POV switch 2 seconds?
Yeah, they zoomed through them. Well, because it's the last, like, 5 chapters of the book.
Yeah, but still, it's just like. I feel like...
there's more, like... Actually, there wasn't really that much more.
No, stop going back and forth and... sorry. Get to an important port of the story. Never mind.
Port! No, go ahead. Say what you're saying.
No, it's fine now. You go on.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your port anyway. Ella is numb after bleeding out. The Mogs healed her with their black healing goop. And now she's feeling like her body is wrong and everything is icky and like she's being controlled.
Yeah, if I had goop all over me, I'd feel that way too.
It's in her. It's goop in her. Oh, and she's basically, bad. It kind of feels like there's like a slug in her, like a slug bug in her body.
I don't like that.
That's like actively fighting against the Loric part of her. Again, she's 12. She's just a baby. The baby. But I also... I don't know. Anyways, Ella and Ra are about ready. They're getting on a little ship to go down, the two of them. And they get a call from Firi Dunra, the one from the sanctuary. She's like, hey, the Loric have activated the sanctuary. And Ra like, this is perfect. Like, everything's lining up for me. I am a queen. I am a king. I am awesome. He's in his, like, stupid human form. And they descend upon New York. It's just the two of them. Ra's like, this is going to be perfect. My servants on Earth are going to be right there. Everything's going to be set up. It's going to be awesome. Of course, things go bad pretty quickly. Like, he gets out. He does, like, the, hey, Earthlings. Like, my name's Ra. Like, what's up?
I'm here to probe your butt.
And as, like, they're talking, Ella spots Nine in the crowd. Ella and Nine are, like, really good buds.
Yeah.
Like, it's the typical, like, little girl loves aggressive older guy. Big brother, like, dad figure kind of thing. It's really cute. But she recognizes Nine right away. And she uses her telepathy, not telepathy, to scream at him. Even though the ugly slug in her body is, like, fighting against her on this.
Hey, stop that. That's what the slug said.
Slug said,
No, wait.
But I imagine it as a slug from Flushed Away, the movie.
Okay.
Like, that guy's in her. So.
Yep.
She says, Nine, the cane is how he controls his form. So he has that little cane. John and Nine hop on the stage, and Ra's like, what are you going to do? I'm sure you told them all about me. And John's like, we didn't tell them anything. We want them to make up their own minds.
Cool.
So that's the black and white thinking I'm thinking. Like, you couldn't have been like, hey, P.S. My name's John. I know I'm the terrorist that's been on the run. I'm actually not a terrorist, U.S.
And what do we these guys freaking are, so I hate them.
Well, Nine breaks the cane, and Ra's ugly ass turns into himself. And John and Nine start to fight, so Ella charges, like, a piece of the cane up and stabs Ra on the leg to cancel out his... To cancel out his canceling out of everybody else's legacies. But she realized when she stabbed him that the pain didn't come back to her. She's found the weakness of this charm, and it's that she is the only one able to hurt him.
Okay.
John gets a kill shot, and Ella's, like, screaming in his head, like, do it, no matter what, just do it.
Yeah, kill him.
But, which John would never do.
Yeah.
John would be like, no, don't. What about Sarah? What about me?
Yeah.
Ella's like, fucking go, I'll sacrifice myself. But before he can do that, Five swoops in and grabs John, like, fucking body slams him in his steel form.
Radical.
And Ra grabs Ella, but Nine's, like, in his way, like, ready to go. So we're back to John. He's obviously fucked up from Five in his steel form hitting the shit out of him. Shoulders dislocated.
Just got hit by a flying car.
Literally. So John grabs, like, Five's arm, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And he heats his hand to as hot as his lumen will go, and, like, grabs Five, because he's like, you know, whatever metal he is, it's got a boiling point.
Yeah.
And it starts to, like, flake off, and Five's like, whoa, what the fuck? But Five's like, you can't hurt Ra. If you do, Ella will be hurt instead. Which, not trying to be cold-hearted, but bigger picture here. I feel horrible saying that because she's a little girl.
Yeah.
If it was a little boy, no.
Kill him, yeah.
But I think it just, like, the black and white. Obviously, it's not an easy thing to say, even just saying it, but still. And John's like, what? How do we fix it? But Five's like, no idea. And before John can tell Nine not to fuck Five up, it's too late. And Five and just go, like, fucking flying into a building, and John, like, loses sight of them. I imagine, I never saw the show, what's it, the Invincible one with the dad and the son? I imagine this is, like, Nine and
they're
Five.
Flying around through people, and...
Oh my god, they are fucking each other up with no end. And I will say that, like, remember, Five's in, like, steel form? He has, like, dents in his head.
Jesus.
Not, like, from the fall and stuff, but, like, still. So, like, he is not in good form.
Yeah.
John catches up to Rob, but not close enough, and he, like, gets his hands on the ship, and it's, like, he gets flicked off of the ship into the river, which, like, ugh.
Yep. Don't go in there. Actually, don't go in there.
Yeah, when he gets back on land, somehow Sam is right there.
Cool.
Ready to help him, and Nine is lost.
He has a towel, and...
He's like, hey, bud, hey, good try.
Orange slices.
Which, speaking of orange slices, I wasn't watching it, but we were over at my mom's yesterday watching the Bengals game.
Yeah.
And, my mom goes, you know, sometimes I like to cheer for the other team, and she, like, turns to me, she's like, you guys always got so mad when I cheered for the other team. And I was like, Mom, It wasn't like a national sports game. You were at my rec soccer game
Yeah.
cheering for the other team.
Oh, dude, I wish my daughter loses.
I was like,
I really hope they lose.
I was like, don't try to make it out like you're cheering for Houston when the Bengals are playing. And I'm like, I was playing rec soccer.
It was me and then random kids.
It's so funny. Anyway, so 9 is lost, but before they can, like, get a plan together, like, Sam's like, what's the plan? The Mogadorian ship starts lighting up New York.
Cool.
Which...
Doesn't seem like a good plan, honestly.
No, it kind of seems like having the Mogs kind of slowly do that quick, like, hey, we're here, and, like, letting Bud Sanderson let them in.
Yeah.
Would have been the preferred method because of, like, the loss of life.
Yeah, and then, like, you could have turned the people against them, too, because you could have pulled out.
Yeah.
Once the Lorix attacked. Mm-hmm. And you've just been like, see, these terrorists, dude.
Yeah. But
these terrorists, we've been trying to get them. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why we were being sneaky at first. We were trying to get them, but...
Yeah. But no. There's that. So there's only 2 more chapters. They're quick back-to-back, and we'll be done.
Okay.
With this book. And then there's 2 more books. So 6, 8...
Can we just do, like, the next books in the same episode, but half as long?
No, because there is way more stuff in the next 2 books.
Oh, no.
You'll see. You'll see why there's more in this next chapter. So 8's body is, like, filled with the spirit god being of Lorianne.
Being puppeted.
Yeah. And Lorianne is like, hey, like, I've been stored on here on Earth. I'm awake now. And 6 is like, fuck you. Like, there have been multiple genocides.
Yeah.
Help. And the being's like, I literally am. I cannot do. Like, I just exist.
Yes.
And am. Which, like, I don't know what 5 wanted. Anyways.
I am. Therefore, I do not.
Yeah, I don't, like... So 6 gets mad about it. And then the being gives Marina some more time with 8. Like, 8 pops back. Like, his spirit. And he's like, damn, yo, this heaven shit is awesome. This heaven shit that the Lorianne being is vibing. Awesome.
This is kind of cool.
And then Marina makes out with 8 as his body disintegrates. And they gotta go, but Marina's like, I saw it. Like, it's starting and we are not alone anymore. And back to John, this is the last chapter. And
wait, what's starting? Oh, people are getting...
The spreading of Lorianne.
People are getting legacies.
So, can you just let me finish?
The air nomads are here.
The very typical, like, dystopian running around gathering humans scene, like, John's running and there's, like, 20 folks behind him.
Tom Cruise sprints by for some reason.
Mm-hmm. He's jumping off a plane and you're like, dude, get a stunt double to do that. But John does his best to save who he can, and there's, like, not much planning. They're just doing what they can.
Yeah.
It's full-scale invasion. Like, the Mogs have, like, let their animals loose in the streets.
Yeah, it's just straight chaos.
Yeah.
So
he's attempting to save 2 people from a second-story building.
It's like the Avengers in downtown New York, but they're bad at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not winning.
They're not winning, no. And they're in Manhattan part of New York, too, so it's like, It's fucked. A Piken starts coming at him while he's got, like...
Now, if it was Brooklyn, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't know anything about New York. But, yeah, so a Piken's starting to come at him. He knows he can't, like, use his telekinesis to save both the couple and the Piken, so he's like... He just kind of gives up, honestly. And then out of nowhere, there's, like, a huge wave of telekinetic force. And he's like, what the fuck? And Sam gives us the, did I do that? That's literally the last line.
Of the book?
Is, holy shit, did I just do that? From Sam. But you were right, the legacies are starting to spread.
Cool.
Although, I don't really know how the Chimera are supposed to come back. Is a cat just gonna, like, start turning into a rhino and being like, this is normal. This is good.
This is fine.
So, what'd you feel? It's finally over.
Come
on, stuff actually happened.
It was
this book.
Yeah. It was better.
I mean, I agree.
It's slowly getting better.
Yeah, but it didn't have to take 5 books to get here.
No. I could have done this.
This
like the
could have been accomplished
book.
in a trilogy, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Not a septuplet, sep something.
Septology.
Plus the novellas.
Septology. That's what it is. I'm declaring it.
You're declaring it, Septology. Okay, cool. So follow us on TikTok, YouTube.
The things.
Leave us a review. 5 stars only or 0 only. Those are your options. My name's Blue and I love to read.
My name's Justin. I hate reading and we're doing this outro so fast. You know.